What happens after you get approved for a home loan? Are you supposed to just go start making offers on properties? I'm gonna tell you exactly what to do. Let's go. I'm gonna give you 3 tips to make your loan go faster and smoother. And I'm gonna share with you 3 secret insider tips of what you should submit and what you should not submit to the lender during the mortgage process. When you are buying a home, the first process is usually the mortgage loan process. And it can be very daunting for people because it is a lot of paperwork. There are a lot of terms that most people have never heard of and will never hear of. And it is a whole new language and process that just seems like it's never going to end. But I'm going to tell you, it is not as difficult as you think. And trust me, in most cases, they want to approve you for the loan. So let's talk about the quick process. When you first go to a mortgage company, whether it be a lender, a mortgage broker, or a bank, you are going to fill out an application, okay? And almost all lenders use the same application that we call a 1003, which is 1003. And it is the Fannie Mae form. It's usually about 4 or 5 pages. It breaks down, the type of loan that you're getting, your name, your social security number, your birth date, your 2 years of employment, your banking information, like how much you have saved in the bank, your bank account. And then it lists out all of the liabilities that are listed from your credit report, okay? That is the primary gist of the loan application. And again, it is pretty long because it asks a lot of different questions about you. However, it is the same on almost every lender and it is not as difficult as you would think. So once you fill out the application, it's going to go to a processor, and the loan processor is the person that works at the mortgage lender that will order certain verifications, they will order certain documents, and they will deal directly with you and usually the loan underwriter. The loan underwriter is the person that will review all of the documents that the processor and you and the loan officer gives them, and they will make a final decision. They are the decision maker. And as a quick caveat, I will just quickly share with you, I used to be a mortgage underwriter. I did that for many years at a lot of different banks, and I even have some pretty significant certifications in mortgage underwriting. And I will tell you, most mortgage underwriters are just looking to make sure that you meet the guidelines. So I'll get into some tips and tricks later as to how you can navigate around most underwriters, but that is the next step in the process. Once they look at the documents and your conditions, then they will send it over to closing. You will go to the closing table and you close on the loan. That's the whole process. So what happens where most people get really lost and confused is what happens after they get pre-approved. The bank or the lender has said you're approved for this amount, and now it's time to either go find a home, or they're asking for certain conditions and you or the borrower does not understand. So let me clarify that part for you. So the part that trips most people up in the mortgage loan application process or the mortgage process is the time when they are supposed to be submitting documents to the lender. So the lender is going to ask you probably several times. Hopefully you have a good lender and they don't keep asking you for the same things over and over again. Sometimes they do. But what they're usually asking for is your income, your employment, and your bank statements, your assets. So they want to make sure that you have enough money for the down payment. They want to make sure that it's been in the bank and it's seasoned. Additionally, they want to kind of see what's going on with your bank account to make sure that you don't overdraft your account and nothing crazy is going on there. But the bigger thing that most people get confused on is when they start asking about income and tax returns, and they want certain things explained to them. And this confuses or trips most people up, and they usually, and in many cases, they don't submit anything, or they just kind of say, well, I'm not going to do this. And I don't want you to fall into that category. If you have any issues whatsoever, I need you to understand what role each person plays in the mortgage process, because this is so important. Once you understand this, you will understand who's on your side in this process. So let's kind of break it down. When you first apply for your mortgage loan, usually you were dealing with what's called a mortgage loan officer. This is essentially a salesperson, okay? And in most mortgage operations, they call loan officers salespeople, okay? Those are the salespeople. Those are the people that goes and finds borrowers and people that want to do mortgage loans, and they bring those applications to the bank, and then the processing and the mortgage underwriters, they work in operations and they process those loans. So think about this for a second. Most of the time, your loan officer is a salesperson, and they are only paid on that loan if the loan closes. Now, the processor and the mortgage underwriter, they are not paid usually on if your loan closes or not. In fact, in most cases, it's barred by the law. We've created a lot of regulations around compensation in the mortgage business, and they don't want the people that actually look at the documents and approve people to have financial incentives for improving the loans. So I just told you something really big there. Hopefully you got that. But the loan officer is not that person. They are not a part of that process. They are incentivized financially by that loan closing. So if you have these questions and you're worried about what to submit, if you don't have something, the best resource for you is your loan officer, okay? Because their compensation, their money, their commission is usually tied to you getting approved and closing on that loan, not just taking your application, okay? I'm saying this as a licensed loan officer, okay? I do not do mortgages, but I do actually hold my license in the state of Texas and actually probably in Florida very soon. But I spent most of my time in mortgage operations as a processor, as an underwriter, and then in leadership, even up to a vice president at Chase. So I'm telling you, the mindset on both sides is very different, and your advocate in getting your loan approved lies with the sales team. Okay, so if you want to know if this is a document you should submit or if this is right, or you should ask your loan officer that question. Now, again, they are employed and ethically they have a responsibility to their lender, but they have a different mindset. They want to see your loan closed, so they want to help you if they can. They're not going to do anything illegal or unethical, but if there's a way that they can help you get your loan closed, they will tell you. They will tell you. They know things you don't know, so you shouldn't really be afraid of your loan officer. That's the key to this. So now that we've worked out the hardest part, so now that you know what to submit and they're asking you for your pay stubs or your bank statements, is going to then go to the processor. And the processor is going to review those documents, and then they're going to also order some documents. You're going to send them their pay stubs, for example, but they're going to actually call your employer and verify that you still work there and that the pay stubs that you gave them are accurate. They're not, fraudulent or anything like that. So the processor verifies a lot of the information that you gave them, and that's their role. Their role is to verify the documents and to order documents that they don't want you to order. So there's certain things, of course, like I said, the verification of employment, you as the borrower, you're not going to provide that because you could, change it and make it to your benefit. So the processor who is employed by the lender, they will call and they will verify that information for you. And so that is their role in the process. And then they will get that over to the underwriter who will look at those documents and approve your loan. Now, the underwriter in the process holds a very, very important role to the mortgage process. If the underwriter asks you for certain letters of explanation, this is very, very common in the mortgage business. So do not get tripped up about this when they start asking you for letters of explanation. They want them written by you in your words, addressing whatever it is that they are asking. For example, if your underwriter puts a condition on the loan and they ask you to explain why you have so many inquiries on your credit report, you would just write a letter explaining why. Were you shopping for a car? Were you shopping for a home? Were you checking out to see what the best deal was? Whatever the answer is, you need to tell them that and be honest. And if you opened up any new credit based on those inquiries, you need to disclose that. That's simply all they're doing. So the underwriter often asks for lots and lots of letters of explanations. I've seen underwriters that ask for letters of explanation for everything. I was not necessarily that type of underwriter, but the business has changed over the years, and it is required by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and to get the loan sold and things like that. So please don't take it personal. Just give them the letters as they're asking. Don't add in extra information. Be direct and to the point. And if you do not know what to write, or if you are afraid to write something, ask your loan officer, okay? Now, the loan officer should not write the letter for you or do anything like that, but you can ask your loan officer for guidance on what you should say or how you should word it, or a template on how you should do it. do not hesitate to do that. But don't be afraid by that process. It's usually just a formality. And just as a quick bonus, I would be remiss if I didn't share with you what's called AUS, Automated Underwriting Systems. So nowadays in the mortgage business, most of the decisions go through what's called automated underwriting system. It's an automated system that looks through your credit, it looks through the income, and it spits out a decision that the underwriter at the bank will follow. So it already has the guidelines loaded into it. So for example, if you were going to get a conventional loan, they would run something called a DU, which stands for Desktop Underwriter. And they put all your information in it, integrates with the credit reporting system and all this other stuff. And it spits out a decision that the underwriter, the processor, the loan officer, everyone can see and look at really easily. And all we have to do then is verify the information that has been submitted to the system. So it sped up the process for mortgage underwriting. It's given more objective approval, so they can't like discriminate against you if they don't like how you look in the picture or they don't like where you are in the country. It already just factors in objectively, should you be approved for this loan without any of the external stuff that sometimes humans bring into it. So it is a very good thing. And if you can get the opportunity to see your AUS, or the loan officer can discuss your AUS decision with you, please ask to see it so you can start to learn the business, because it is amazing and it is where the business is going. So I would love to see you guys all in person. I am doing some training classes, and they are 3 full days of learning, okay? If you go check them out, it is at growyourwealthevent.com. These trainings are directly with me. They're small group. I literally take you to my properties and show you everything. So you can walk away after those 3 full days with a full plan on what it is that you should be doing in your business so that you can be successful and start living the life that you want to live. I've enjoyed my time as a real estate investor, and I am enjoying teaching it to others and watching their success. And I would love to meet you in person, shake your hand, teach you, answer your questions, and get you to that next level of success that you're looking for. This is Noelle, to your success.